Hi felters and crafters and welcome, my name is Philippa. Today we are at the Wool Monty, which is at the Magnet Exhibition Centre just outside of Sheffield. It wasn't far for me to travel, so that was really lovely. I was worried that the car park was going to be full. There's only 350 spaces. I'm here at 9:40 and it is starting to fill up, but there's still plenty of room. So arrive early and you'll be fine. Now predominantly my channel is needle felting, and I know Frankie and Sidney are here, but I have been crocheting recently and really into my wools. I'd love to meet Hellen from Giddy Yarns, and there's a couple of other companies. So I'm going to show you around and we are going to squish as much wool as possible today. So you get given the show guide, but you could also purchase tote bags. There were two different styles, which were really lovely. And there was also some key rings and some pin badges, which there was a queue towards the end. I wish I'd gone back. So as you can see, quite quiet at the moment. First up, we go to Wee Woolly Wonderfuls. I've said that correct. A small family run business. They specialise in amigurumi crochet and knitting kits. And these are the kits, and then we'll just show you some of the items all made up. They are fun, quirky designs, and they're for complete beginners. They've got step-by-step tutorials and a lot more for advanced crafters too. And as you can see, they had a huge range, and it's just so lovely to see them all made up. Look at the mice. I really liked the horses. Look at the penguins. That is something for the future that I would love to do. These are hand-dyed baby lamb kits. You know, great price, £20, and it went on. So they had a few more. So there's small items, large items, but really lovely to see the huge range of things that they've got, and they're all in kits, and they've got all the tutorials for them. And then this was their big lion at the front. Next up is Tamsin from the Left Hookery. So I've met Tamsin a couple of times, and I interviewed her at East Anglia Yarn Festival, but I couldn't talk to her for very long because she was so busy at the festival. So we had a little chat today. I love those bags. I keep meaning they're kits, so you can buy them as a kit. And I am getting closer. I'm probably going to buy one soon. If I hadn't spent all the money that I did, I probably would have got one. And she's crocheting away. And these are the beautiful baskets. So it is chunky yarn or recycled cottons. She's got patterns for all abilities. These are going to be a kit for the future, I think. But yeah, her chunky yarn, it's really appealing, and because it's all in kit form and you've got videos for some of it, they're really easy to do, really lovely kits. And then if you want to continue afterwards, you can purchase all the chunky cotton yarn from her. But yeah, it was lovely to see her and to catch up with her, and she'll be at Yarndale with me as well, so that'll be great. Now we've got green lambkin yarn. So this is Suzanne, who I met properly for the first time. I didn't realise that she had a YouTube channel, so I've subscribed, going to be watching her. And just to talk about this whilst I'm here, this is their new Betwixt yarn, which is, in her words, cloud-like. It's really beautiful. It's a fluffy buccal, I think it's a super fine merino, but yeah, it's started to be really popular. It's a fine 4-ply buccal yarn, but oh my god, it was really, really soft. And she does patterns, and I get her wools. Now, you'll notice it's quite dark in here, and it's starting to get really tricky for me because of the shadows trying to video, and it got busy in her stand, and I really wanted to interview her, but unfortunately it was just too busy, and I went back later on in the day. But anyway, green lambkin yarn, and that is Suzanne. Next up is Sincerely Louise, and I've met them a couple of times at other shows, and this is her husband who was manning the stall. They are an independent Sheffield brand, so not far for them to come, specialising in taxidermy inspired knitting kits, patterns and books. And I really do love the look of these kits. I'm not a knitter, so it's not something I'm going to be able, it's not something for me, but They are really, really lovely. Look at that sheep's head. I think they're so good. And the Highland cows. And they had quite a really nice display here. I know they've got much larger knits as well. She's got a couple of books. And she also sells all the patterns as well. I love the octopus. Octopuses are very popular at the moment. But here you can see all the patterns out. But yeah, Sincerely Louise, a lovely brand that I've seen quite a few times now. And next up is Hellen from Giddy Yarns, who I managed to interview. Hi, my name is Philippa, and your name is?
I'm Helen.
And you're from?
I live in Dundee, in Scotland.
And your business is?
And I am the dyer behind Giddy Yarns.
Which I watch your channel.
Yes, I do also have a YouTube channel, which is Giddy Knits on YouTube.
And I have quite a few of your colourways as well, so I've started. So I just wanted to ask you, you're the first person I've come in to see. So tell me about your business. When did you start?
Oh gosh, I opened in 2017.
Oh, so not too long ago,
Seven years I've been going, I think.
And what did you start with first?
I started with hand-dyed yarn.
Yeah.
Just so similar to what I'm doing now, but on a much smaller scale.
Yeah.
I started out on Etsy. And kind of grew from there.
Excellent. And how do you sell your yarn?
Predominantly online. Mm-hmm. Online is my main focus. I have a Shopify website, which I would recommend to anyone. Shopify is a brilliant platform. I love it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do kind of 2 or 3 yarn shows a year, something like that. But predominantly, I sell online. That's kind of the main part.
We're lucky to have you here then.
Yes.
So tell me, what would be? Do you know which would be your best sellers?
In terms of, for me, minis are often best sellers. Mini bundles are always a big seller for me.
Excellent.
A lot of my yarn is inspired by literature, hence the bookshelf.
Yep.
But yeah, alongside that, what else have you got bestseller wise?
All of it?
Oh yeah, well yeah, it's different from show to show.
Yeah, because of the different colourways. Yeah, so
absolutely. So it's really, really hard to say.
Fantastic. And what items do you knit or crochet or both?
I predominantly knit. I do crochet a little bit, but I'm not very good at following crochet patterns. So it's more like what I can crochet based off a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love knitting socks. I knit a lot of socks, shawls. I'm trying to knit more garments. I did knit the garment I'm wearing.
Fantastic. Beautiful. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Things when it comes to knitting, really.
All right then. So have a wonderful show, and thank you for talking to me. So this is Soft Accents, and they produce vibrant handmade totes, project bags, pouches, inspired by colourful African and contemporary fabrics. They're, for knitters or crocheters, and they're really unique and absolutely beautiful and so colourful. I was really tempted by one of them at the back, but as I sort of say a bit later, I really should be making some project bags myself. But beautiful, really well made and absolutely beautiful colours. I loved this one at the back there. I thought it was really, really nice. And she does smaller pouches, medium-sized pouches. So definitely do sort of check her out. If you're into the colourful designs, it would be absolutely perfect for you. So that's Soft Accents. And then we have Eden Cottage Yarns, who I know just fairly well from Instagram. She puts up regular posts, and look at these are little yarnlings that you can scoop up and you can sort of take a load home with you, and I think she weighs them out for the price, but you can make things like this, sort of a mixture of yarn colours, really gorgeous designs. So they started as a one-person operation, but now they're a small team, so they've been growing and they produce the best quality yarns that they can. An amazing range of colours. Like I said, I've been on her Instagram and she has just been tempting me with all of the posts she's been putting on. But they're a joy to work with, these yarns. Very practical too. I do love that she's got lots of swatches put out, obviously. This is the Emotional Support Chicken, the first one that I saw of the show. There were a couple. This is a cashmere mix, I think. Really soft and fluffy. And then these are some swatches that she has got made up, which is lovely to see the wools as they would be. And then I really thought these sort of blankets underneath were the feature for me. I loved seeing them, so I made sure I got a good shot of them. But yeah, Eden Cottage Yarns, and these were just hidden under the till, but they are absolutely beautiful. So next up is Hellen Edwards, textile artist. I've shown you some of her work before. She has changed it up. She does a few more. She tries to do new pieces for each show. So I've got the bees that are there. I think the hares are fairly new. I do like her lighthouses. She is predominantly wet felted with free motion embroidery. Look at this tree. Isn't it stunning? I think that is absolutely beautiful, and her sort of birch tree, so that's lovely. And then we have Mothy and the Squid, excellent name, but they are an artisan indie dyers specialising in ethically sourced premium yarns. And then look at this. Some of their yarns glow in the dark, and so they showed me these, absolutely beautiful, really unusual. So that's what they look like without the light, and then you put the light on them so your garment would glow in the dark. But they focus on unusual and beautiful species like sea life, plants, insects, stunning range of colours. So I just had to do a wool slow-mo. Please don't think me weird. Now this is Frankie and Sidney, who we'll have a chat with, just showing you some of their beautiful needle felting kits, 2D and 3D. I think some of these ones are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to say the word gorgeous a lot. I do apologise. That's such a simplistic kit, easily achievable, but looks really good. But look, the hummingbird, amazing. These, I think, lupins, and these are their ones that I've seen a couple of times before. They're really, really popular. And I think the fox one is new that Mandy's going to tell us about. But I do love their Highland cows. Excellent, good, affordable kits. They have a lot of kits that I don't know about as well. Mandy says they have even more than this. Touch friendly, I like that. That's a really nice thing that she allows people to touch everything. These bears are new. And then the hares, also super popular. And then there's a cute items as well, such as these little sheep. But here's Mandy. Hi, my name's Philippa, and you are?
I'm Monday from Frankie and Sidney.
Excellent. I'm so excited you're here. You're the one stand I was like definitely coming for. So you sell, well, tell me what you sell.
We design and manufacture felting kits primarily. We do sell some models, but it's mainly engaging people in creating their own stuff in kits.
Excellent. And are you for beginners or for a more advanced?
Yeah, we do both. We've got some that are ideal for beginners. They're based on very simple shapes, such as the donkey is a very simple shape.
Yep.
And Pebbles at Puffin is a very simple shape.
It's lovely.
And the same techniques are used for more complicated models. It just might be that there's a few more elements to it. But yeah, we do a full range.
So you do a full range of things for
These
people.
are a little bit more complicated because they've got jointed limbs, but they're not out of the scope of following instructions.
Yeah, absolutely. And so how long have you been running your business?
We're in our 8th year now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this is only a third of the amount of kits that we've got. This is a small amount.
So, because that's quite a lot then.
It is. We've got nearly 40 now.
So definitely go and look online. Have you got a website?
Yeah, if you look at www.frankieandsydney.co.uk.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Yeah, you can easily find us.
Yeah.
It says Frankie and Sidney from Barnsley. So.
What would you say your best seller is?
The best seller in a 3D model kit, it has to be the hair.
Yep, and 2D?
And similarly, it's the hair in the picture kits. This was the first one that we designed in those colours, and then it's been followed by the barn owl, and this is absolutely brand new for the show. It's the fox.
They're gorgeous.
They've got a similar colour palette, and so they look fantastic when they're all up together.
Oh, and any advice for beginner needle felters?
Just buy good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Good quality needles,
Yeah.
you can't beat it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
buy
that's
rubbish.
true.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a fantastic show.
Oh, thank you.
Next up is Wool is the Answer, hand-dyed in Lincolnshire, and they have vibrant colours on lots of different bases, and they're quite unique because they cake up all of their yarn so it's ready to be used, which is a really lovely thing, because I discovered trying to hand cake up yarn was quite tricky. But the reason I'm showing them to you is because they have a range of kits, and these are all shawls along this row here, and they have some knitted kits and some crochet kits, but they come in these little bags, so you get the pattern, you get the wool, and they're a very good price. And I think these shawls are absolutely beautiful and perfect. I was very tempted, but I I decided I would walk around everywhere and then I'd spent my money. But yeah, look at these range of shawls. I don't know if these ones are kits. These could be just patterns. Very drawn to that one with the blues in it. But yeah, a lovely, lovely range. And then we came across our next emotional support chicken. Really like this one. Not for sale, but it's really lovely to see. So that is Wool is the Answer. And now we have the Peg Loomer, which obviously she's got peg looms. But the reason I was drawn over to her was because she's got some needle felting. So she had these needle felted pictures, which was nice to see. Lovely simplistic designs of Highland cows, cats, all sorts of things. And I like these hoops, mushrooms. We all love mushrooms at the moment. But I could hear people responding to the needle felted items, in particular these sheep, when they saw them, and they were like, oh, aren't they lovely? So for me that was really lovely to see and hear. But yeah, she's got some beautiful little hanging sheep and mushrooms, and then she's got these gorgeous earrings which I think have been really well done. So that is the Peg Loomer. Lovely display. This is Ducky Ducklings yarn, which I have seen at a lot of festivals, but I've not really been over to the stand that much. So they're a hand-dyed yarn business. They're based in Derbyshire. They're in the middle of the Peak District, I think, so they're not too far from me. And they have all sizes of yarn on various bases. They also have, so I love their packaging, I love their colours, I love seeing all the swatches. Because for me, I'm not that experienced. To see the swatch and how it knits up or crochets up is really important, and it really helps me visualize how the yarn would look. But they have a circular sock knitting machine which they were demonstrating, and this is all, I just, it's so lovely to watch him doing it, and you think, wow, it's so easy. It's quite hard to sort of load these machines, but look how it comes out. Now he can adjust the stitches. We'll look at it a little bit closer so that it's closer together. You can see the change there. Obviously, I'm not a knitter, so I don't understand the terminology, but you buy the circular socks in the packets and you add the toe and heel, I believe. So really interesting. That was nice to see. So this stylish stand is Me and My Hook. And I loved all of the branding. I loved all of the shawls. It was all crochet, so it's modern crochet garments and accessories, beginner accessible crochet patterns, kits, and one-of-a-kind crochet shawls. Now these are, look at the fades on these shawls. These are, to me, exactly what I wanted to see, because for me to be able to learn to crochet like that would be a dream. And I just love the colours and the fades, especially the next one. Look at that bluey green hue. And so she has a book which I was super impressed with. You might see that later on. But I really loved her stand. I loved the wools, and I loved the way everything was presented, and it was perfect because I've been crocheting. So there's that book again, and here's the shawl on the front of the book, and the wool. This wool is unique to her, but yeah, it was a really lovely stand. This is Veganyarn. So I haven't often seen a stand where it's just vegan wool, so I thought this was great to show you all. So they've got, that's tencel, they've got cotton, bamboo, seaweed, nettle, pineapple, hemp, and the colours are, absolutely perfect. They're all in the sort of range of colours that you would want. This is a cotton ribbon, which I think is like rug hooking, things like that. But look at the organic cotton. It's got sort of variegation to it. These are some items that have been made up. Some were soft, some were slightly harder. So it was interesting to see them, definitely worth seeing on a stand, really good. So this is getting to about 11:30. You can see it's getting a lot busier, but there's still room to move around, which is what I really liked about the venue. Plenty of space if you wanted to move away. They also had free fabric, and there was even, people had some wool there that was free too. So I thought that was a lovely touch. There were some seats halfway round that were still free. So I had a little sit down. There's seating outside of the venue as well. So I had a sit down here, and I just had to do a couple of messages. There was lots of magazines as well to read. So I thought that was a really nice thing for the venue. Lovely place to sit down and relax. So on to the last few stands, because I really can't show all of them and this video is too long already, but I tried to show as many as I could. This is Angela Gardner. She does delicate lace shawls with textured colourful creations, and these geode shawls were stunning. Look at the patterns and the texture she's got in these, how the edges, it's really unique and not something I'd seen anywhere else. So here they are, some more of the geodes, but Angela Gardner, very different knitted designs. And then we're on to Fruitful Fusion. Beautiful hand-dyed yarn and accessories inspired by flavours of the world. Now, they were on the end where the lighting wasn't as good. They do project bags too, which were really nice. And you can really, in a minute, sort of see how dark it was. They were going to try and change the lighting the next day, but I really felt for them because they had such gorgeous colours and it was hard to see them that well. But that Fruitful Fusion, definitely one to keep an eye on, and I'm going to be following them on Instagram. Next up is Pineapple Fibre Art, something really different and unique. These are crochet mandala kits and patterns, not something I'd seen before. These are little baubles. Look how beautiful they are. They're so detailed, the way in which they come out. This stand was really popular, had a lot of people looking at things. I think the detail is incredible. I don't know how long one of these would take you to do, but really good price, and you can see there's a range of them there. But I love the hoops, and they have hoops. You could buy just hoops from 10 centimeters to 60 centimeters in diameter, but just sort of, they look like they're lace almost. And this one was called, one of these was called Gin and Tonic Mandala Kit, which I thought was a really good name. And then that's what the kit looks like on the inside, and then these were really unusual as well. And then the last stand I looked at, which is a bit of the star of the show because of the backdrop and the colours of her wool, is Cool Woolings. They dye bold, bright and playful colourways. I think you can tell that. And what with the light shining down on them, they look so good. They aim to inspire, ignite passion and fuel imagination. And look at this shawl. It didn't even have an extra spotlight on it. So that was the last stand of the haul. So we're going to make our way home. So walking back to the car, you can see how the cafe area was really quite full up now. It was nearly 1 o'clock, and so I just popped out to a beautiful sunny day, back to the car. So I'm back, it's 12:40, that was 3 hours in there, had a great time. Luckily the team were really good and they gave me a VIP lanyard, which was great, so when I was going around talking to people it was easier to explain what I was doing. And Hellen from Giddy Knitters gave me a badge too. I managed to interview a couple of people only at the beginning because it got so busy. Sorry, my hair's a mess. It just got so busy that it was really difficult, and the lighting, as I've probably said already, was an issue. When I got back in the car, my tea is still warm, so I'm going to have a sip of that, eat that, and then get on the road. And it's a lovely sunny day, and when we get back I will show you what I purchased, and I went over my budget. Didn't do very well, I just couldn't resist. I think not by much, but I'll show you when we get back. So we are back in the office. It is the next day. I got home, the sun was shining. We don't seem to be having much of a summer, so I am taking advantage of it when I can. So I sat out and the day got away with me. So it's the next day. I'm just going to talk you through a couple of the items that I purchased. So first up, just to show you the show guide, which is a really lovely one. It's good because it's huge, it's big. So you've got a lovely clear floor plan inside with all the names, easy to read. And then I really liked the way in which they listed everybody. So it makes my life easier to go through and work out all the stores that I visited, and it's got lots of great adverts in it and a free pattern. So yeah, really lovely show guide. Next up, I just wanted to show you these dies that I bought from Colourcraft. They had quite a large stand there, and I have got, let me show you, I've got a huge bag of wool of about at least 25 of these balls of Aran wool that I'm going to dye up. So I wanted some nice colours for these, and it's a little bit hard to show exactly what they are because they're slightly different. The chart was up, but it's a pink, raspberry, plum, lilac and a woad blue, but they're all quite pastel-y colours, so that will be fun. I'll put that in my next month's vlog, doing a little bit of dyeing up. But yeah, that was from Colourcraft, and they were £4 each, and they are complete dyes, so they include the fixer. So I thought that would make my life easier because I'm not a professional dyer, I'm just sort of dabbling in it. So next up we have Me and My Hook, which is Bernadine, who's written this book, and I was completely drawn to this because I've just started crocheting. It was lovely to go in and have a couple of stands that were completely crochet, because I was drawn to a lot of the shawls there, but they were sort of knitted, and that knitting's not for me. But this, I was blown away by how beautiful this book is. I am a sucker for a really good book. And I think this is Bernadine, who I met, who's written all of these patterns. They are modern crochet shawls. I'll show you a little bit, but I can't show you obviously too much because these are, you know, her patterns in here. So, but it's beautifully written. I've had a quick read through, and, you know, stunning pictures. I'm so impressed with the book she has produced, and she did it through Kickstarter, which is really interesting. And this shawl here, I sat there and I went, oh, that's lovely. I know it's not my level yet, but it could be in the future. Some of the early shawls are definitely beginner friendly for me because I'm such a beginner, but she does say that, you know, she's got the patterns in there. She writes out, she has a little chart, so it's all really quite clear, and it's definitely for beginners to help you on your journey. And I said, well, how many of these do you need for that? And she said just the one. And she had a show deal on. She had this in hardback or in a soft cover, and the hardback one she only had a few left, and it was I think it was £40 for the pair. So you can see how I thought that was a really good deal. It's got a lovely little made with love little chain on the end there, but yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And this colour is unique just to her, so I think you'd have to go, it's exclusive to Me and My Hook, you'd probably have to go to her website. It's really interesting. It's like a four ply, so I think I might find it quite challenging, but we'll give it a go. In time I will definitely give this a go. But Oh, I was blown away. I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful book, and you know, it's lovely. So, and I've started to read through it already, so I'm really pleased with that. And then lastly, this is Fruitful Fusion. And they were at the end, so I think I probably told you when I was going around, it's a little bit dark down there, which was, I felt really bad, but her stuff was really good. You know how just certain stands just talk to you. I think it might be the colours, the way it's all displayed. But I really, really liked her wool. It says beautiful hand-dyed yarn and accessories inspired by flavours of the world. And they also do project bags. But I found these in her bargain, her sale basket. And they were £15 each. And the colour, I was looking for sort of a green that I wanted to take home. I sort of had that in my mind. So when I found these, and then I found 3 of them in the basket, I was very, very lucky. So yeah, I'm over the moon with these. They've got browns, that's a tiny bit of sort of pink. There's also a tiny bit of like yellow in there. But yeah, absolutely perfect. The fact that I've got 3, I should be able to make something quite nice for when I get a little bit better in the future with my crocheting. And they are 100% non-superwash Corridel 4-ply fingering weight, 400 meters. So, you know, that's quite good. But yeah, £15 each. I thought absolute bargain. So in all, I spent just over the £100. Which £100 was my budget, but only for things I really wanted and needed, and I think I did quite well. I nearly bought a couple of project bags, but the fact is I've got some material here. I need to make some myself really, and so I tried not to, but there were some gorgeous project bags there as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I have tried to list all of the businesses down below. I did put the names on the screen as we went through. Any that you've got a question about, just put it in the comments below. If you want to see any of my other wool festivals I've been to, here's the playlist. And if you want to follow along and see how I run my business or learn about needle felting, subscribe and you will get to see all of my videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.